It was a bright and sunny day. Rockstarian Man was stoked. He finally had time to play Roblox. He settled in at his computer and logged in. He clicked on his favorite game, Cabin Crew Simulator. Today, he wanted to fly a Boeing 737-800. He entered the virtual cockpit. Everything looked so real. He was ready for takeoff. He started the pre-flight check. Suddenly, there was a loud bang. One of the engines was damaged. This was bad. Rockstarian Man knew he couldn't fly with a damaged engine. He quickly switched to a smaller plane. He chose the Boeing 717-200. It wasn't as fancy, but it would get the job done. The smaller plane was ready to go. Rockstarian Man boarded the passengers. He was eager to get into the air. He taxied to the runway and took a deep breath. This was going to be an interesting flight. As Rockstarian Man greeted passengers, he noticed someone familiar. It was Ishan Choudhary, the famous actor. Ishan was wearing his trademark sunglasses and a sleek tuxedo.
Wow, it's Ishan Sharma.
Rockstarian Man thought. He couldn't believe his luck. Rockstarian Man, welcome aboard, Mr. Choudhary. Please have a seat and enjoy the flight.
Thanks, Captain.
He settled into his first-class seat. Rockstarian Man continued checking passengers. He made sure everyone was buckled in.
Hey, Captain, the legroom here is amazing.
Rockstarian Man grinned. He knew this flight was going to be anything but ordinary. With everyone on board, Rockstarian Man prepared for takeoff. He revved the engines and sped down the runway. The plane lifted into the air. He was flying. He looked out the window at the world below. It was amazing to see everything from so high up. Once they reached cruising altitude, Rockstarian Man started the food and drink service. He wanted to make sure his passengers had a comfortable flight, especially Ishan Choudhary. He approached Ishan's seat with a trolley full of snacks. Rockstarian Man, what can I get for you, Mr. Choudhary?
I'll take a hot chocolate and a bagel, please.
Next to Ishan, his bodyguard Rohit spoke up.
Orange juice for me, please.
Rohit was a mountain of a man with a serious expression. He looked like he could handle anything. Rohit noticed Rockstarian Man staring.
He chuckled. Don't worry, Captain. I'm trained to handle anything. If this plane goes down, I'll get Mr. Choudhary out safely.
Rockstarian Man tried to laugh. He hoped they wouldn't have to find out if Rohit was telling the truth. But suddenly, there was a loud noise. The plane started to shake violently. Alarms blared in the cockpit. Rockstarian Man's heart pounded in his chest. He couldn't believe this was happening. The plane was going down. He struggled to control the aircraft. He tried to stay calm, but it was no use. The plane crashed into the ground with a deafening boom. Rockstarian Man was thrown against his seat. He was dazed but unharmed. He knew he had to act fast. Rockstarian Man, evacuate! Evacuate! He shouted into the intercom. Emergency crews arrived quickly. They helped everyone off the plane. Rockstarian Man was relieved, but his heart sank when he learned the news. 5 passengers hadn't made it. It was a tragedy. The survivors were taken to a nearby restaurant called Soxy Sem Splash. Rockstarian Man sat with Ishan and Rohit. They were all in shock. The restaurant's owner, Ricky, greeted them. Ricky had spiky purple hair just like his wife, Maria. Their children, Josh and Jessica, helped serve the food. Josh had messy brown hair. Jessica had dyed her hair bright purple, just like her parents.
Ishan took a bite of his food. This is delicious. The best grilled cheese I've ever had.
Jessica beamed. Thanks. Our restaurant used to be a 5-star establishment, but then it burned down in 2022.
A fire, what happened?
Jessica sighed. It was our old flight attendant, Holly. She had this crazy look in her eyes, like she enjoyed watching things burn. She shuddered. Holly always had straight blonde hair and this creepy smile.
Josh slammed his fist on the table.
We should fire her, he shouted.
Ricky shook his head. It's not that simple, son. All the old chefs and staff left after the fire. It's just us now.
Rockstarian Man listened to their story. He realized that even in a game, life could be full of unexpected twists and turns.